All right, I feel we need to begin, first of all, to create, which already we are doing as Africa Forward, but to create a robust ecosystem. By creating a robust ecosystem, it means that all the work that we are anchoring in is going to be built. For example, Africa Forward is in each and every country, specifically where Catalyst members are in. And so when within these countries, we've got infrastructure like the ecosystem of the same members that are members of Africa Forward, and then it's going to help us accelerate that, but as well as ensure that it embeds a system change kind of, systems change within the mainstream structures of these social entrepreneurs. I feel Africa Forward needs to concentrate mostly on marginalized rural communities where this digital infrastructure is not currently in place. But as well as bringing in infrastructure is one thing, we also need to prioritize in terms of digital literacy, because a number of these social entrepreneurs, not every social entrepreneur has that literacy level, but they're doing amazing work. And so how do we then bridge the gap while bringing these social entrepreneurs also into the mainstream or into what we are trying to call systems change approach, where communities are at the center of what we do. People, social entrepreneurs and communities are at the center. And so by ensuring that the infrastructure that is coming follows then the digital literacy, that will act as an enabler to scale, but also to connect social entrepreneurs to the global community, where they can access opportunities, funding to also scale in their various initiatives and business ventures, as well as access capital. All right, I think my takeaway is that we now have the data, and data informs our direction going forward. And so leveraging the data that we have and ensuring at country level, for example, I'm coming from Zambia, in as much as I'm advisory board member for Africa Forward, but within my country, how then does that data inform policy? And so for me, that's an advocacy point in terms of how do we ensure that, of course, there's SSE, but how do we ensure that within our government, there is advocacy towards that? Because many good policies that, for example, at country level we have are just in the shelves and they're collecting dust. So there's need to be a push from social entrepreneurs like myself and many others that are doing this amazing work to kind of like rally together and take this kind of advocacy to the next level, where we're not just talking within urban sectors, but also ensuring that there's inclusion for women, persons with disabilities, and young people that also are contributors to the nation's GDP, to Africa's GDP, as well as ensuring that they are also connected, because what we are lacking also is the interlink. For example, how do Zambian social entrepreneurs partner with South African social entrepreneurs and begin to scale? There are opportunities both in South Africa and in Zambia that they can leverage on to ensure that they create these partnerships that are a win-win for everybody. So this promotes trade between countries, but as well as ensure that there is these seamless collaborations to learn from each other, to learn how to scale, to learn how to go about all the barriers that social entrepreneurs face. Yeah, I think let's collaborate, let's connect, but let's not let these connections just be, here's my business card, get this and that. I think let's connect at personal level. Let's, reach out to each other at that personal human level so that we can be able to understand each other from our various backgrounds, from our various communities, because Africa is one as a whole, depending of country boundaries. And so that should not be a factor that, kinds of divides us, but it should bring us together to learn from each other. And while we're here, let's enjoy seeing the opportunities that each and every person has and how we can support each other to scale that for impact, for the greater good of our continent.